What's up, you guys? What is up? What's up, Bayhive? Welcome to our live. I'm going to introduce myself and what we're talking about, and then we're going to get Miss Brandy in here. What's up, you guys? What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? What's up, what's up, what's up? We got Elisa, we got Sugar Sweets in the space. We got Kayla, we got DJ, the realtor. We got Queen Jamia. What is up? Marshall's in the space. All the people in the space. I'm excited to hang out with you guys. Kayla, I'm cracking up. I'm looking at your message on my phone. I am excited to hang out with you guys for a bit tonight. Tonight, we're going to be welcoming in our Director of Client Success, Miss Brandy Williams. So before we get started, you already know how I like to do. Throw a 1 in the chat if this is your first time going live with me. Throw a 1 in the chat if you're like, I don't know what's going on. I just clicked on this live, okay? Throw a 1 on the chat. Throw a 1 in the chat if this is your first time going live with me. Give me a 2 in the chat if you are an OG to the space. You're like, listen, I've been here before and I already know the tea. Let's get to the tea. That's what I came here for, right? Drop a 2 in the chat if you're an OG of the Real Estate Bae Agency. We got a lot of newbies. I'm excited. What's up, newbies? What is up? Welcome to the Bay Hive. What's up? What's up? What's up? We got a lot of new people. Okay, so let me introduce myself. That's even more reason for me to stop, pause, and introduce myself. My name is Gabby, and I am the Real Estate Bae, and I own the turnkey investing agency, the Real Estate Bae Agency. We are a turnkey investing agency located right here in St. Louis, Missouri, and we help new and first-time investors find and fund profitable real estate, okay? Profitable assets, profitable real estate, profitable properties. So tonight we're going to be talking about, y'all tell me why. I've been doing the silliest stuff lately. Hold on. There we go. Tonight we're going to do a live Q&A. And we're going to talk about the power of a team. We're going to talk about the power of a team and how we do all of the things. Somebody say the things. We do all of the things for you, but we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of that with our girl, Brandy. So let's get.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Gabby.
What's up? I'm so excited to go live. The first.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you just fine. Well, welcome to the live. I'm excited to chat with you and to really give people insight on what we do, but really specifically kind of introducing yourself and what you do. So I'll give you a few seconds or a few moments to kind of share who you are and your role here with the agency.
My name is Brandy Williams, and I am Director of Client Success with the Real Estate Bae Agency. Sorry. This is my first time live, y'all, so this is all new to me. Miss Gabby, she does this all the time. So basically, my job is to engage with our clients, making sure that they're happy, that they're successful. If they're disgruntled, I need to know the whys. Will them back in when they're, not as excited as they were when they first joined, and making sure we understand the reason why they started, to keep them motivated through the process, because it can be taxing. And sometimes the excitement they lose, able to put an offer in or lost an offer. You still with me?
I can see you. Can you see me? Okay. It just went away for a second.
Yeah. So basically just leading the customer service team, making sure our clients are happy, making sure that what we do is for the benefit of our client.
Got it. You said something just a second ago that I actually want to go back to real quick. You said it can be taxing, and it could be, a client could be disgruntled or it could be disgruntling. So can we just sit with that for a second? Because let me make space for where my mind is going. We have exclusive realtors. We have our entire vendor list. So the client
Mm-hmm.
does not pick their realtor. The client does not have to go find a home inspector, sewer inspector, building inspector. They don't have to go find a title company. They don't have to go find contractors. They don't have to find the tenant. They don't have to write leases. They don't have to sweep floors, mop, stage, market. They don't have to do any of those things, but it still can be disgruntling because I have my why I think it could still be that way. Can you share with us from your experience, why do you think sometimes we all have highs and lows in this process?
Absolutely. Just to go back to kind of the beginning of the process, we have our orientation after they've had their calls with you and everyone's excited. Yes, Gabby's about to find me a house tomorrow. And then 2 weeks go by, and then 3 weeks go by. And I'm like, we're out here, we're looking, don't, trust me, every day we're looking for a house. And that excitement level goes down. And so my job is to make sure that they're still engaged.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can lose our why on why we started. And that's the importance of our business plan that we put into place. The goals. Why did you start? We have to will you back into that space to make sure that you're grounded there and that we can build back from that business plan, build back from that why.
That's exactly where I'm going with that.
Another reason is even though they don't have to deal with contractors, they don't have to go out and find properties, they don't have to clean properties, they don't have to make sure contractors are showing up. Sometimes they're hit with unforeseens. It happens. It's real estate. And we don't like to make these calls, but we do. So if something goes on in your property and we have to call you and say, hey, your HVAC is going out or your water heater is not working. We didn't cause it. We didn't damage it, but we have to come to that client to let them know that, there's extra funds that need to be sent in, and no one wants to hear, I need to send in XYZ when they've already paid XYZ, for acquisition and renovation budget. So that's another reason, but I feel that most of it is some clients just lose their why and they just have to be reeled back in.
So I want to sit with that for just a second, because the why, what we see, you guys get excited and fired up off Instagram. And so that's fine. This is where we market. We want you to follow our funnel and to apply to work with us. Shameless plug, therealestatebae.com, because we're going to do everything for you and you're going to have a great experience when you're able to ground yourself in your why. Here's the thing that I don't want to happen. No, let me reverse that, because I want to talk to where you want to be. I want to talk to the positivity. I want clients that deeply want to be in real estate. I want you to want to be in real estate more than you want to be a part of the Bae Hive. I want you to want to be in real estate more than you want to talk to me every day. Does that make sense? So I don't want, it's such a strong and long commitment that I want people that see the process, understand the process, value the what we bring, and then say, this is the team for me, not necessarily Gabby is the girl for me. So sometimes the why is sparked by how fun we are, or our tenacity and our story. But oftentimes, this is why when you start off with us, you guys, when you start off with the Real Estate Bae Agency, you're going to write a business plan. It could probably take you 30 minutes. It's really quick. We're going to give you a business plan template, and it's going to clearly help us and yourself define where you are and then where you want to be. And through strategy and creativity and partnership, we cross the line together. Okay. So I wanted to just preference that. But I think the other thing too, you guys, and Brandy, tell me if you are aligned with this. I don't think we make enough space for, when you start with us, you're taking on a new identity. You were not an investor before, probably, and now you're an investor. And a part of the process with being an investor is losing offers, underpaying, overpaying, messing up something. You know what I mean? There's so many nuances that no matter how many times a camera can follow me or can follow you, Brandy, we can't catch all the feels. So there's a new identity. As soon as orientation is over, we consider you an investor. We're ready to start buying immediately. So I think it's a part of there's a misalignment with what you think an investor is and what an investor actually is.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that, because after orientation and you call the next day and like, I found your house. And I think some people go into shock and they're like, what? Wait a minute. What's going on here? It's almost like I signed up. I saw Gabby walking Instagram and she makes it look fun and all this. And then after orientation, I go through the agency's process, how we do things, how we're successful. And when I say we can find you a house tomorrow, I don't think it registers sometimes that you're actually going to probably call somebody tomorrow. Yeah. And again, that's how we know how invested you really are. Wow. How you respond to that. And so, but I mean, I'm grateful because we do have really great clients.
We do. I'm excited.
And it's something new, especially for first-time investors. I mean, we do have clients that are seasoned, that have properties, and so they know, they know what to expect, kind of. This is happening so fast. I can't believe this is happening this fast. So, but you're right about the identity change. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an identity change. I think that's something that we don't sit with enough. For me, as somebody that does this full time, and yourself included, it's like everyday life. So like if something is broken we kind of just keep going. But it could be, a wrench for the client for sure. So I want to pivot a little bit and we got a lot of people coming in. Welcome to our live, you guys. If you have any questions about the Real Estate Bae Agency, the St. Louis market, what we do and how we do it, I want you to just drop the questions in the question box. There's a little question mark sign right very close to the comment section. Drop your questions for us as for the agency, and we'll be able to answer them. Somebody asked a question earlier. Let me see what it was. Okay, so I'm going to come back to that question in just a second. It was about property management.
Hey, John. I see John's in here. I think I saw Tyrone in here too.
Yep, I see John, Tyrone, Shirley.
Oh yeah, I did see. Hey, Shirley.
Yep, all the people. So, Brandy, can you talk to us about? Let me ask this: what's something that you want all clients to know about this process? You could be like, just do. What's that one thing?
One thing I can say that I always tell them is that if you don't give up, we don't give up. We're here for the long haul. We're here as long as you want to be.
Yep.
And we mean it. Like every day we're working, and it doesn't have to be in a property. We're constantly communicating on your behalf every day.
Yep.
So when you join the agency, that is definitely something that I discuss in the beginning when we have I also do touch bases with our clients bi-weekly and as needed if they need to talk to me. But I always let them know we're here for you, and we don't give up if you don't give up.
Yeah, I love that. I think that that's completely the sentiment that we have. So our agency commitment, you guys, is 12 months. And so and the reason for that is because we want you to build a portfolio here. We want you to close 2 and 3 and 4 houses here. And then you've really set yourself, you know what I mean? Like you sunk your teeth into this market and you really got everything you could get from us. And then hopefully you come back the next year and so forth. So the 12-month commitment with a goal, a promise goal, we can't make it a promise, but we can make it a goal to find your property in 90 days are 2 of kind of like the pillars of our agency that we really try to commit to for our clients. So Brandy, I definitely agree with that. basically not giving up, staying the course for sure. I think if I had to answer that, what's one thing I want, it was almost the same thing, our clients to know, is that I have not forgot about you.
Yeah. Definitely.
I think that when we see, right, we'll get like a group of clients come in, you know, in January, and then we'll see more people come in February, and clients are like, does Gabby remember? Baby, it's not that many of y'all, right? We only take 7 to 10 a month.
Yeah.
And we typically find 7 to 10 properties a month, so we move them in and out. So we never forget about you guys. We never, you're not an afterthought. We start every
or number.
Not a number. It's not that serious. You know, we're not that huge. We start every week with our clients. We spend hours going over your goals. We spend hours going over how you like to communicate, your personality, what you need, what you don't need, what would work. We spend hours going over your risk factor. We pull your files every single Monday, and we go over where you are and then how we can cross the finish line or get to the next hurdle in the next 7 days before we check back in together as an agency. So we all know your name and your goals and your everything about you by heart, really by heart. So it's not a matter of ever forgetting about you. This is one of the things that you said earlier that I want to go back to. You said you joined the agency, it's been a few weeks, and it's like, where's my house? And so we do have clients that have that expectation, because some clients buy their houses in a day. Yeah. To the people that are listening that may join the agency or are currently in the agency, this is the commitment that I feel I don't say enough, Brandy. I'm never gonna buy wrong. So I don't care if we're at the 91st day, right? Or the 109th. Yeah. I'm never gonna buy wrong. So I'd rather you be upset because you didn't get a property on the first day than to be upset that you got the property and it was the wrong property. Yeah. So this is a part of that culture of, you're not just a number to us. I'm deeply thinking about, right, how much income you have and how much you need to make from this investment. So I won't be rushed. You should appreciate that about me. I do fight in negotiations and make sure we can, you know,
tell all the
property. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, please.
No, I tell them all in my in orientation. I said, you know, this is the negotiation queen. Like, she is the beast in these streets. I will. Like, and I think that our client manifesto is so important, and I'm glad that that's something that we have, that they can always refer back to when we go over the orientation. But I think that is so important, even, and especially as a new investor, but as a person that has investments too, because you haven't worked with us. That's so right. You have investments, and I've already done this, but you haven't worked with us. So it's completely different.
I love that you brought that up. We do have a lot of people that are not as green. And shout out to the people that respect the process, i.e. Tyrone, who already had investments, has already been around the block, but he's came in really humble, right? And so he's able to take off and win. And then there's other people that push back on processes and the things in the way we do things and so forth. So that's really key. You may have already done something before, but you haven't done it with us. We have a particular framework. I promise you we do. We have a particular formula, even what we buy. Right. It may be two $50,000 houses, and one will be an absolute no, the other one will be a hell yes. And it's because we run it through our framework to see if it's going to kick out what we need it to kick out, right? So I totally agree. Somebody asked, okay, we got a couple of questions in here, Brandy. I'm going to throw it over to here. You guys go ahead and continue to throw your questions in here. Brandy, I'll give you this.
Am I able to see them on my side?
No, yes. I'm going to pull it up. And then, oh, dang. Hold on. How do you, I don't want these.
I can see a couple.
Okay, here we go. So, what is the standard initial investment to get started? What is the cost of your all-inclusive services? You remember those numbers?
Oh, we're telling them on. Oh, okay. So we're actually saying. Okay. I mean, our prices change. So, what is it? 13?
13,000.
13,000 now to join. Yep.
Yep. And then that
And
initial investment, that initial investment that we want, and I want to break this down for a second because people get scared here, but I got you. Don't trip. Pay attention. Listen closely. So what we like to see is that our investors have at least, what we like to see is 90,000. Don't hang up on me yet. I'm just doing the Lord's work. Okay? $90,000. That's a combination of pre-approvals and cash in the bank. So you can have a pre-approval of 60,000 and 30 in the bank, and you're good to go. We could probably close 2 deals with you, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. You could have 90 all in cash, and then we'll work out a burst strategy in order to get you over the finish line twice within the year as well. So what we like to see again is that 90,000 all in. We do have a preferred lender. You guys give me some hearts if you knew that we had a lender with the Real Estate Bae Agency. As soon as you join us, you're going to have access to consultations and to be approved with our lender. Give me some hearts if you knew that. I just want to take a moment. Okay, nobody knew. When you join the agency, even when you apply to the agency, let me make it real plain. When you apply to the agency and we feel like, okay, this is an applicant that makes sense for our framework, you're going to get access to our preferred lender. He typically, Tyrone is in here. You can let the people know. He typically gets you approved. Shirley was approved by him. Tyrone is, I've been approved by him. He typically gets you approved in 2 days, day and a half. But I'll let my clients that are here kind of tell me if that's still true.
Can I work on real estate and not have the credentials?
So Shaheem, can you work in real estate and not have the credentials? I don't really know what you want to do to answer that question. So the next question on here is, if a tenant is in place when you purchase the property, okay, tenant is in place when you purchase the property, and there are upgrades to be done after the tenant leaves, but it's 9 months after you have purchased, and the agreement is only 12 months, is your agreement extended?
Or do you?
Girl,
I'm confused.
Let me find out. You need to go live with us, Curl Mel, because you got a specific. You bought a house, because this is really specific. Okay, so if a tenant is very specific. Let me try to think about it. If a tenant is in place when you purchase the property and there are upgrades to be done after the tenant leaves, but it is 9 months after you have purchased and the agreement is only 12 months, is your agreement, I don't know. I ain't gonna do that to you.
Is that a property that you currently have that you're asking about? Because those months and times are very specific.
She said she gonna get her questions answered. So we do, so let me just pivot over to that, Brandy. We do buy a lot of properties with tenants in place. Can you share about that strategy and how our clients feel about that? Do most of them love it, or what type of client does that work for, that tenant in place strategy, in your opinion?
The tenant in place, basically clients come in saying that's another reason why we have the big business plan. We have clients that say, I would like to do the least renovations or have someone in place already. Yep. And so Gabby being the realtor, she has been seeing that a lot. And so we've been very successful in our agency with providing our clients that, and that is immediate cash flow. So they love it. Ask Marissa.
Where's Marissa? No, I totally agree. Yep. It is a cash cow. If you can find so one of the specialties that we have is finding and negotiating the property with the tenant in place. So there's 2 types of strategies I use with this, Brandy. The first one is the tenant is in place. Let's wait out their lease, increase rent at lease renewal. That's typical. There's another strategy where the tenant is in place, but the rent is way too low. So we love the property. The tenant is only paying $500. We're going to give them a 90-day notice before closing that the rent is going to increase. Okay. 99.99% of the time they pay the difference. No one has ever moved out. And the client, my client, you as the investor, you're able to reap the benefits of a simple piece of paper that says, Hi, I'm your new landlord. Cost of living has gone up. Please accept this as a 90-day notice that the rents will be going up by $150. You know, it's usually not thousands of dollars, but that 150 over an 18-month lease or a 12-month lease is a lot for you. And it's even more when you go and you use that documentation, your rental documentation, your rent roll, to buy, renovate, refinance your property to pull out capital. The bank wants to see that it's positively cash flowing as much as possible. So we have done that for our clients as well. We got some more questions.
Anything to love it. Mm-hmm.
So somebody said, will you ever have a class that shows start to finish how you purchase real estate? So how we as an agency purchase real estate. Brandy, I feel like I have those classes all the time. I'm constantly telling people.
I was wondering if the person that asked this, maybe they've never ever seen one of your videos before.
Yeah. So we usually do monthly classes. They're 100% free. We're going to do another one this month. Maybe in 2 weeks, maybe in about 2 weeks, we're going to do another one. And I'm going to literally from start to finish tell you guys the whole framework. Listen, I'm saucy. So you could take the framework and try it in North Carolina, try it in New York, try it. It still ain't going to hit like it hit with me, right? That's just what it is. But I'm going to just show you guys the whole framework. It's not going to be a piece of the framework. It's going to be Gabby woke up, brushed her teeth, she bought a house. It's going to be the whole framework. And I'm going to be sharing that in about 2 weeks. So definitely keep your notifications on and stay tuned. We got some more questions on here. Okay, so she said,
fast. Is that
Tyrone? Go ahead.
365D.
That was Tyrone.
Oh, that's Tyrone. Okay.
Okay, so Curl Mill said no. If the property is purchased with the Bay Hive and the tenant does not move out until 9 months, and you want to do the upgrades after they leave, will the Bay Hive got you? Will the Bay Hive stay on board after the true 12 months are up? Or do you have an extended agreement? Got you. That is so specific. So the first thing that I'm going to do, Curl Mail, so to sign up, go ahead and go to the realestatebae.com. It's not a sign up. It's an application to see if we can work together and see if we can help you. So Curl Mail, very specific question. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get access to your property while the tenant is in place. So they don't get to tell me that I can't come in and fix something. That's just not, you know what I mean? Like, that's just not how it works. So rest assured, rest your pretty little soul that when you buy a property with us, we're going to more than likely get access within a few weeks or within a few months to repair and do certain things if you want to. Now, oftentimes our coaching, and I know John is in here and we just did this with Tyrone, oftentimes our coaching is, yes, this house needs $3,000 worth of work, but it's not killing the house. Let's take that money and those efforts and let's add that with some money and go buy another property. So oftentimes we'll tell you to hold out on fixing all of this stuff for what? The tenant being in place tells me what as an investor. The property is livable and safe and it's past occupancy inspection. So let's take those efforts and that cash. Let's pause that idea. We have a list and we keep everything on file. And let's come back over here to the strategy to go close another property. I hope that was helpful. But if, to be specific, if the real estate Bae agreement is 12 months, Brandy, and the tenant moves out in 9, but we still got to do some work, we're still going to do the work. We're not going to be like, now you can't call me in 3 years.
Yeah, right.
And I got to invoice you. But
that was a question I had in orientation. I can't remember which one, but somebody said after the 12 months, if your house is in renovation and like just say your renovation is December and January 1, I was like, yeah, we're going to completely just walk out of your property and not take care of it. We're not going to do that. We're not horrible people. We're not going to do that.
I'm like, who hurt y'all? Nah, but yeah, we had a client. She bought a house with us. Janata bought a house. Were you here when Janata? I don't even think you were here yet.
Nope.
So that had to be 2020. And we're renovating our house right now. Like, It's not, it's for us. Also, we got to like you. Can we just keep it a bean? Maybe some people can't call me back. But no, I'm kidding.
Integrity.
Our core values are integrity. No, I got it. I ain't gonna lie though. No, but seriously, to your point, Colonel Mel, we are not gonna just leave you high and dry. You do still have a team on the ground. Remember, you still have your property manager too. So your property manager acts a lot like in cohesion with Real Estate Bae. So for example, the tenant is in place, the property manager is in place, a stove is broken. You wouldn't necessarily call Real Estate Bae. I mean, you can call me. I'm just gonna route you back to your property manager, who's going to be able to be faster and more efficient on getting that stove in place because you already have some cash on hand with her for quick repairs. So you have me as the agency pulling a lever for you, right, day after day, but you also have your property manager that's there to support you and to be on call for you as well. So don't forget, when we talk about a whole team, we're talking about an entire wheel, and every spoke is working on your behalf. Let's see. Somebody said, okay, we already answered that. How do I sign up? So you can apply to work with the agency at therealestatebae.com. The current price right now is $13,000. You know, every day I wake up, I think about how hard we work and what we do. And every day I think about changing the price. And usually I change the price. So the longer you wait, it typically will impact your pocketbook if you wait a long time. Let me give you an example of what I mean, you guys. Brandy, I was on the phone with a clarity call with a client, and he had called me back when we were free. And he said, hey, I'm ready to sign up. I was like, oh, great, no problem. You know, I'll be sending you over your invoice. He was like, invoice? He had waited 2 years before joining. And when I told him it was $13,000, he was like, I ain't heard from him since. So
well, that's okay.
Yeah, so
all right.
You guys definitely want to apply if you're interested. So no, for your free classes from start to finish. You're going to see an announcement on Instagram. You're going to see an announcement in the next week or so on our next free live event. Okay. She said, is the property manager under Real Estate Bae? You want to take that, Brandy?
Sure. Our property manager is not a part of the agency per se, but we highly recommend their preferred partner to us. So that's who we refer all of our clients to.
Yep. Turn on your notifications for sure. I'm just looking at these questions.
Yeah. I'm trying to so.
You can see questions on your end too?
Uh-huh.
That's crazy. I did not know that.
Yeah. They may not come in as quickly because I only have 7 questions over here. And you've answered.
Okay, so we have another question right here. She's asking, one second. And it's not letting me pull it up, you guys. She is asking, once you apply, what's the next step? So great question. So after you apply to the agency, you're going to apply at therealestatebae.com. Basically, let me slow down and tell you what you're applying for. You're applying for 12 months worth of services using Brandy as your director of client success, using myself or John or anybody on the team as our exclusive realtor services. You're applying to buy and purchase and hold real estate in the St. Louis market. And you're applying for a full team worth of support. That's why we're talking about the power of a team, okay? So once you apply and we review your application, you're going to get an email for your next step. And then every Wednesday, if your application makes it to this step, you're going to get an invite to a clarity call. The clarity call is typically going to be myself. Sometimes it may be Brandy, and we'll just walk through with you everything, any questions you have that are outliers or specific things to your needs. And we'll, from there, we'll invite you to go ahead and sign your contract agreement. So you're going to apply, you're going to get a free call with us, a clarity call, and then you're going to get a contract agreement. And then orientations are typically when? Are you doing
the first of the month, usually the first or the second day of the month.
Yep. And those are going to be with Brandy.
With me.
Yep. Danielle said, what are the typical fees associated with the property manager? You want to take that?
What is it, like 10, 7, is
10%.
it 7%? 10% of the rent,
Yep.
I believe?
It's a
Yeah.
pretty standard.
Yeah.
Another question you guys have, what is the Section 8 rental market like in St. Louis? Wait, is there a strong demand in specific zip codes or specific size houses needed more than others in the average rent prices? So Section 8 is pretty normal here. We had a lot of Section 8 properties. I think Marissa has a whole, I don't know why I keep calling Melissa. Marissa has a bunch of Section 8 properties. I have Section 8 properties. I think John may have some Section 8 properties. It's a pretty common strategy for investors to have Section 8 properties. It's also a common strategy for landlords to sell their Section 8 properties, which we love because then we can buy them for you. The average rent I see with Section 8, now I always tell clients that Section 8 is typically undervalued property. Okay, so for example, if I feel like we can get $1,200 for Lang, I think we're getting $1,200 over there. Section 8 would probably give us $850. So it's guaranteed money, but it's less money. So you have to figure out that balance. And sometimes, depending on the person's income, if they have a fixed income, Section 8 will not allow you to invoice the tenant differently. So for example, Section 8 says, I'm going to pay $850 for 123 Smith Street. Your investor mind should say, okay, and now the tenant needs to pay me another $200. Sometimes Section 8 will not let you do that if the tenant is on a fixed income. It's rare, but I just like to throw that out there. Kojo hating on me. And then she said, what else did she say? Is there a strong demand in specific zip codes? I wouldn't say a stronger demand than others. Would you, Brandy, in terms of Section 8? Let me put my thing in, so maybe. Can you hear me, Brandy?
I can hear you.
Okay, man, it went way down. Okay, there we go. Is it drowning out, Kojo?
No, ma'am.
That's so trifling. They told me when I bought these. They said when I bought these, you're not gonna be able to hear nothing. I was like, for real? They was like, yes, straight lie. I'm cracking up. What other questions do you guys have? Brandy, go ahead. What other things do you want to share with them in terms of this is, well, let's talk about you for a little bit. Is this, in terms of a team, is this the closest and the most collaborative you've worked personally with a team, or did you have a stronger team in other jobs and so forth?
No, absolutely. This started out as a 15 to 20 hour job for me initially when I came on board with the agency. I was switching careers and wanted to try something different. So it was kind of get in where you fit in to see what you can learn and things like that. And probably within a month and a half, Gabby was like, no, I see you doing this. I need to add this to your, no, you need to do these tasks here. And it was completely different. Even before she added on additional tasks for my role, I had never experienced people that I've never met before. To wake up and feel, I was like, I really like this. Like, this is not real. I've never experienced this before. And then my role grew into director of client success. Like, I was really, to be straight, I was like a runner. Like, I was going to Home Depot, picking up stuff, dropping up stuff at different houses, walking properties with John, doing audits, but it really turned into something. So Gabby, from my background, just to give you a little bit of background on me, I worked in insurance for over 15 years. So from what I'm doing now is completely different in a lot of ways, but the customer service aspect is what brought me into the director of client success, because I took what I learned from my previous jobs and I was able to apply that to what I'm doing now. And that's basically to help the client succeed and keep them grounded in their goals during their time with us in the agency. And so the skills that I have, I actually enjoy them now. So that's a little bit of background on from where I came from and where I am now. So, and it's just the four of us. So we're small. And when I tell you all, we go hard for y'all. When you join this agency, we go hard. You don't see the days we wake up and we get our butt kicked 95% of the week.
Yes.
So, but the good thing about when we say done for you turnkey agency, we take the burden of the things that you would be doing if you were doing this on your own. So you don't see when we are scrambling trying to get new contractors because the contractors are not showing up, or something's going on in the property, and we're just like, we think of you all first. Yeah. We always have the client in mind first, because we're just like, how do we fix this before we even approach the client? What's the solution? So we go to bed a lot of the times like we've been in a fight with Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
So, but the good thing is we can wake up, we know it's going to get resolved, but we do take on that burden. And so when we say that our fee is $13,000, we have clients that actually say, how are you surviving? Because you all do so much. The clients that really get it, they're just like, 13,000. You do all of this for 13,000. We work 7 days a week.
A year. Yeah. For the whole year. Yeah. We're not talking about.
You pay 13,000 for 12 months.
12 months.
For us to be you.
Ooh,
and you get to wake up every day and go on about your life.
That's right. And you're building, and then the asset, that's the piece for me. Like, you may think that 13,000, oh, that's a large invest. Is it a large investment for the next 50 years? For the next 30 years of a house that the HVAC is done, this is done, that's done, you got your receipts, your lien waivers, everything is done. Is it a big investment, or is it a smart investment? And so we got to start positioning our mindset around where we want to be, instead of holding on to cash that really was given to us. Your cash is given to you. It's for you to grow it. You should be sending your money out to go get more money, right? And that $13,000 unlocks us as, like you said, your army, your people that are out there working for you for 12 months. The average investor buys at least 2 to 3 properties with us. And that number is actually going up to 3 or 4 because of how savvy we are, creative, and our lender partners. So we're talking about building a portfolio quickly. Some of y'all been looking to be in real estate for the last 12 years. Hello. Okay. How much money have you wasted in courses and trainings and driving over here, and maybe Alabama is the market, maybe this is the market, maybe when I'm telling you this, that we're going to do all of those things for you, and then just report back to you with new income receipts because you've changed your you got a whole new title. Now you're not just whatever you are at work, you're also an investor, a landlord, and a member of it, really a member of the community of St. Louis, honestly.
Absolutely. We're changing communities around here.
Yep. Somebody said, I appreciate that you don't require investors to travel to the property due to the online portal. However, if the investor wants to walk the property with you in person, how difficult is that to schedule with your team? So not difficult at all. We have clients come all the time. Tamara was here a couple of days ago. Janata's going to be here in a couple of weeks. I'd say about 75% of our clients come to St. Louis.
Yeah, we have no problem.
Yeah, you can come.
We have no problem with all, because we don't have anything to hide.
Yeah, you're going to have.
We just like to ask that the property is about 75 to 80% done.
Yep.
And it's nothing to hide. It's just that when you get here and you're coming from out of town, you don't want to come in to drywall just being put up, or, boards all around and dust and things like that. We want to have it somewhat intact for you, but the expression when our clients do come and they're just like, oh my God, I'm blown away. I mean, that's what we do it for. We truly want you to be successful, because we're only as successful as our clients. If our clients aren't successful, we wouldn't even be in business. So we enjoy what we do. we want our clients to be successful. We know that we're going to buy right.
Yep.
And we're going to put you in a situation that's going to set you up for years and years and years to come.
Yep, that's right. 100% correct. So she said, are the property taxes expensive in St. Louis? They are not expensive at all. So one of the reasons why the model works in St. Louis and it's not going to work in Miami, New York, California, even Chicago, even it's just not going to work is because of how inexpensive St. Louis is. Not just the properties are inexpensive, but also the property taxes and so forth. Yeah. So just to give you some perspective, the most expensive property tax I have is probably $140 a year. I've seen, I know you live in a different area, Brandy, with your house, but from where we buy.
Well, mine ain't that cheap, I wish.
Yeah, that's why I was like, don't say yours. I've seen 300, I've seen 400. One of the things that I want you guys to do, especially if you're interested and you're asking amazing questions, I want you to go ahead and apply and have the clarity call with us so we can do some one-on-one time. And then you're going to be able to get the access to the lender. So our lender is everybody you meet on our team is going to be an investor. Our lender is an investor as well. So he's going to be able to really dig deep into your finances.
Who's going to cry? Why are you crying?
I might cry. Not cry. Somebody said $140 a year. Oh yeah. $140 a year. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath property. I bought it for $10K. Another house that we have, I think is $600 a year. Really,
John said his cheapest is $300.
Most expensive is $1,500 for the year.
And that's about at that $1,500. Yeah, that's
$300 to $1,500 from what we're buying. Because remember, we're buying $45,000 properties, $70,000 properties, 65. How much was your property, Tyrone? 68. Don't give me the line. I mean $5 properties. So we're buying really, really inexpensive properties. 5,500 for 1,100 square feet.
Where is it?
Girl. Danielle, where are you with that?
That's why she's about to cry.
Yeah, cry, baby. Let it out. Jesus Christ. 5,000, Brandy, that's crazy.
For 1,100 square, she said a 3-1.
South of Boston.
Where are you?
There's Tyrone bought one 61. She's south of Boston. Tyrone's was 60. Dang, we got that for 61. $61,000 was the last one we just bought with him. We just got that what was that, 2 weeks ago or so? So
Tyrone came in the door, baby. He knocking the door down.
I'm hollering. Is it possible to get 2 properties for $90K? Yes, it is. This is another question for strategy session and clarity call. So let me just walk down let me think. Let me just walk down 2 scenarios because I don't know all your numbers and all your finances. So $90,000 in my head, I'm going to take this 2 ways. The first way I'm going to take it is you have $90,000 cash. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to try to find you a property between $40,000 and $65,000. It may not take me 2 days. It may take me 2 months because we got to buy right, because we got to buy lean. So I'm looking for $40,000 to $65,000. The remaining of your capital, I'm going to take that and we're going to fix up the property, right? We're going to do our luxury vinyl plank, which we always do. We're going to do stainless steel appliances or black appliances at the least. We're going to paint, elevate as much as we can. Then when your property hits the 6-month mark, which means that you have owned it for 180 days, we're going to get the house appraised. It's going to appraise for higher than what we bought it because we conducted renovations. We can pull out the capital and go buy your second property. So that's where my mind goes at first. When I'm thinking you have a $90,000 cash, I'm typically going to try to chase $125,000 after repair value. If you have cash plus lending power, we're going to do a similar strategy, but we're going to buy houses with tenants in place. So let's say you have a $70,000 lending power pre-approval, but let's say you have $30,000 in cash, Brandy. So we're going to buy 2 properties under $60,000 because we got a lender. So that's telling me your debt to income ratio is low enough to hold probably 2 or more mortgages, because when you buy a property with a tenant in place, what just happened? we increased your income. So when your income increases immediately when you close, right, your debt to income ratio changes and you can go buy more real estate. So that's one thing I love about that strategy. So now we have one property bought. We use cash to close. The tenant is in place. So the very next day or the next time it's the first of the month, you're cash flowing. We then take the other half of the capital. We go reapply with the lender. We say, hey, Mr. Lender, I used to make $5,000 a month. Now I make $6,000 a month, right? And then we reapply. Our income is different. Our debt to income ratio is different. We grab another property with a cash flowing tenant. So that's how my mind works when you have 90,000, whether it's cash or capital and credit. I know that was fast and a lot. Anything else you want to share with the people? So I think one of my things, you guys, I know some people are on here are probably going to apply. We're excited to meet you and to work on your behalf.
Absolutely.
I think one of the things you guys are going to definitely enjoy about Brandy is her positivity. She's extremely positive and joyful. You guys think you want to talk to me, but really y'all don't. They don't want to talk to me. Y'all want to talk to me. She's super, super positive and super joyful. And so as soon as I started seeing her characteristics and her personality, I said, this person doesn't need to be in the field per se. She needs to be in front of people. So immediately I move really, really fast. She knows this. I'll change something on Monday. Is something new happening.
Ooh,
So
child.
you got to be real nimble. You want to come over here. But you guys are really going to be able to enjoy the processes that she has in place and the new ones that she's developing for the role. And you're going to be able to enjoy how easy she is to talk to, how available she is, how she understands. She gets it. Hey, this is hard. This is ugly. This is great. We're excited. She's going to ride that roller coaster with you really, really closely. And you guys are really probably going to become friends. So,
yeah, I hear it all. I'm a therapist.
She is. She's going to get y'all together. I don't have any other questions on here. Anything else you want to share with them before we jump off?
It looks like we have 15 people. I hope that if you're still on here, that you do apply, at least get a clarity call. I hope that the people that were on here as well previously call in, get that free clarity call so you can get your answers, your questions answered directly from Gabby. And if you do join, we would love to have you to be part of our Real Estate Bae family. Again, it's 4 of us. We're very close. We have no choice. It's 4 of us, and so our client list is growing. So please get in while you can. If you're thinking about investing, don't hesitate. Because we may not be as available coming up here pretty soon. So that's just real, because we are very busy, but we would love to have you. I would love to work with you individually. And that's it.
Awesome. So Tyrone is on here. He is speaking your praises. Brandy is fantastic. I totally agree.
Thanks, Tyrone.
So we're going to jump off of here, you guys. Tomorrow, I think we go live with Tyrone tomorrow. I'll definitely save this live. We go live with Tyrone tomorrow. I think after that, I'm going to go live with James, my coach. And then we're going to go live with Asha. We have some great news to update everybody on. So we're going to be live all this week, I'm pretty sure. This is kind of like our little kickoff. We're going to save this live so you guys can go back and watch it, get your information. But more importantly, head to the agency website, especially if you have the capital and capacity. You keep waiting and delaying. I'm telling you, you see what's happening in the market. I want you guys to consider what you see happening in the market and all the noise around. The market is up. The market is up. This is what I'll give you about St. Louis. St. Louis had already been down. Not just, it was already, so imagine the market being here. St. Louis was here in terms of being underappreciated. So a property that should have been $100,000 was only $30,000 in St. Louis. So you take that same sentiment, the market, now it's here. So even though the market is up here, St. Louis is still lower than everywhere else in the country, especially to be a pretty large metropolis, right? So definitely consider.
But people are catching on now.
Baby, they really
People
are.
are catching on.
I'm going to delete my Instagram.
I'm like, you're going to have to stop going live and telling our secret.
I'm going to be like, damn, what's really going on? Because I'm starting to see some houses. I be showing y'all like, these look a little familiar. we're having people like emulate our designs. We're having people start buying where we buy. I'm like, well, nobody thinking about this street, and now it's, you know, purchase signs all over
Yeah.
the street. So definitely. There's still enough houses.
Yeah.
There's
Definitely.
plenty of houses all over St. Louis. We bought 10 last month. We bought 4 last week. Our goal is, I think, 8 maybe 7 this week. And so there's plenty of houses. Okay.
Yeah.
So don't you worry your pretty little soul. We will talk to you all soon. Definitely watch the replay. And of course, follow Brandy at brandy.realestate.
I'm about to say, child, I don't even know it.
BRANDIEIE.realestate. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye now.
Bye.